Welcome everyone. Today we're playing Goosebumps on the PC, which is based on those spooky books for kids. Schlotastic. This is the one you played? Alright. Player beware, you're in for a scare. Alright. Options. Oh, the mouse sensitivity is terrible. Does your dog ever get those spooky yellow demon eyes? I haven't really noticed it. Not many options. Alright, let's just start the timers. And play a game. Name your character. Oh no. Oh no, no! It's not allowing me to switch between Zerty and QWERTY. Uh-oh. And I... Really? Wow, no middle gender? Disgusting. This guy creeps me out. We better get a big tip. If you're that concerned, maybe try not to drop his stuff. Hey, for all we know, the lock gets busted before I dropped it. I heard that before. Whatever, just finish packing up this junk. I'll head back up to something. Sal's moving company. Who hires a moving company to move out in the middle of something? Glad to be someone... Just be glad someone did. Humph, what about that girl? Should I call her or not? The toll booth operator? You ain't got a chance. It's probably for the best anyway. What with our why does it skip so quickly? I'm not even gonna bother reading it then. Well, out loud. Everyone's asleep. A haunted car? It's real. It seemed haunted at the time. Already heard it a million times. Alright, alright. Evil genie? Zombies? Oh, the text skips sometimes before it even comes on screen. So much weird stuff in there. Can't see anything. Some kid? It's a doll. Is it gonna open its eyes? Officially spooked. Finally, school's out for the day and you're ready for a pleasant walk. Home. Those clouds look pretty bad though. Was it supposed to rain today? You got to check the weather, but your cell phone appears to be missing. You must have left it somewhere, but where? You can examine your environment by moving the cursor to an object or area and pressing left mouse button, then choosing look on the drop down. Okay, the drop-down is your verb menu and changes based on the object. You can look directly by pressing Q or even interact by pressing E. What do you mean? You eat lunch with your friends on this planter. Surprisingly comfortable. Bike rack. Doesn't push back. Night. Arrow keys. Multiple endings. Okay. Trusty old 402. Ha! Almost 420. Trash. Open locker. Key for my book bag. Use. My phone! You're afraid you lost it. For a moment you call down and check the phone. It's still fully charged somehow. I have a voicemail. You click play. Hi Bang, it's Mom. Just wanted to let you know I'll be home later on tonight. The client wants to take us to dinner. Chad should be home pretty soon, so you two will need to fend for yourselves. Remember the keys under the back steps. Love you. Okay. Calling all creeps. Collect the cell phones from your school locker. That was an achievement. You put these stickers up at the start of the year and you're already sick of them. The only thing more important than tattoos are stickers. Stick carefully. Okay. Books. Take. You heft a few books out of the locker, but realize how much space they take up in your bag. You feel like you might need that bag space and put the books back where you got them. Right? Books, stickers, stickers, book. Alright. Well. Moth. Knock. Three loud knocks echo through the hall. What in the world do you want? It sounds like Mrs. Tooley. Can't a woman read in peace? You quietly slink away from the door, hoping she didn't see you. Alright. This happened the day Roger forgot his locker combination. Fortunately, yours is easy to remember. Insert key, turn. It's home time? It's home time! You gladly leave the school building for the second time today. Map function to chart your journey. The school parking lot is nearly empty as most of the school's gone home. You can faintly hear the football team practicing. You peer over, trying not to get too close that you can smell it. You fail and reek. The spoiled milk assaults you. Slime? That slime is not normal. Your mind races with thoughts of alien invasion or zombie drool. Could it be? You muster some courage and go in for a closer look. Oh, it's just someone's old milkshake. Really, really old milkshake. If the smell didn't deter you, the cockroaches skittering across the dumpster certainly do. Ridge Lane, kind of a sleepy little street. Taking that route home would add 20 minutes, plus it might rain. Right, map. Dusty path. It's a rough-looking gravel path. You've heard it goes to the janitor's shed, but you can't be sure. You've been playing in the woods since you were little. You used to reenact movies with your brother before you grew up. You're kind of grown up now yourself. You mainly use the woods as a shortcut to and from school. You hike up the well-worn path into the woods. The familiar sight and sounds of the woods. The path leads over a bridge and turns into some trees. Oh, clicked out of it. That's annoying. It doesn't capture your mouse. It's sturdier than it looks. It lasted your entire childhood. If you keep heading through these woods, you'll reach your neighborhood in just a few minutes. Cross the bridge and head deeper into the woods. You reach a small clearing surrounded by trees on all sides. There's a weird guy creeping around. You've never seen him before. That guy looks to be around 30 or so. There's something off about him. His clothes are torn and he won't make eye contact. Taking a closer look, you notice his hair is green and kind of leafy. You see bugs crawling around beneath his clothes. You start to ask the man if he's lost, but he grunts at you unintelligibly. Is there a way to go? This leads to a big spooky tree. You're nervous about that guy though, whoever he is. The path curves up ahead. You're nervous about that guy though, whoever he is. Alright. You take a few steps around the weird guy, but he spins on you with inhuman speed. Your vision blurs as the plant creature's vines tighten around your neck. You struggle, but it's too late. You're already withering. Rip. Alright. Alright, we can't go through here yet. So we should probably move here. Look at this guy. Talk to this guy. Go back. Oh, lost dog. Oh no, looks like somebody lost their dog. Poor kid. You pull the flyer from the tree just in case you find a similar dog. An item was added to your inventory. You can select it with left mouse button for additional options. Use items on the environment to solve puzzles and progress. The creek lazily ripples through the woods. I can wade through the creek. You happily splash around in the creek. Your shoes, socks, and pants are soaked. You also kind of smell funny now. What does that mean? You head down the path toward the janitor's shed. It's more overgrown than you expected. By the time you reach the shed, the wind's picked up quite a bit. Your cheeks sting from the cold. What's the point of a shed if he's going to leave all the tools outside? It's a bottle of weed killer with a handy 2-setting nozzle. You carefully tuck the weed killer into your bag, checking that it's set to off. Alright. The padlock looks ancient. It's covered in rust. Ouch, you slam your fist against the lock, resulting only in bloody knuckles. Oof. He glances off the lock with a loud clang. You start to doubt the janitor can open the door himself. Your knock vanishes into the structure. You wait a moment, but there's no response. Guess he's not home. The padlock holds it shut. It's made of thick boards and carelessly bolted onto the frame. This probably isn't the original door. Okay, anything else? Alright, well, we have the weed killer now. The bottle of weed killer with a handy 2-setting nozzle. Shrubbery? You practically feel the fleas and ticks that lurks in the brush. Ironically, the greenery around the shed doesn't look maintained at all. Okay. You see the parking lot far below. The distance makes this hilltop seem even more desolate. So that's death. Maybe we can use the weed killer on him. I call... You call your mother and your phone rings twice before she picks up. Glad you called. If you have time before homework, could you clean up the backyard? I saw a lot of weeds this morning. Just spray them with poison, okay? He hangs up. You dial your brother's number. Hi, you've reached Chad. Except you also missed Chad. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to save your game frequently in case the unthinkable happens. Press escape and select save in the menu. Okay. What a beat up old car. You wouldn't mind one just like it, but you're too young to drive. See if he can use the weed killer on the dude. On a hunch, you raise the weed killer and pump the trigger 3 times, spraying the strange figure. He recoils violently as it hits his face. Smoke rises from the wounds, and you smell something like freshly cut grass. He retreats to the foot of the hill before falling down and cowering. He doesn't seem to be particularly interested in conversation at the moment. He doesn't seem threatening anymore. He's covering his face with long, ropey fingers and trembling. You reach the big tree and take a nice deep breath. Ah, the air in the spot smells cleaner somehow. Wait, this isn't from the roots. This dirt's been disturbed recently. You try to dig with your bare hands, but it's too tightly packed. Dirt cakes under your fingernails. This tree is so big it must be incredibly old. If you wrapped your arms around it, your fingers wouldn't touch, not even close. The branches stretch out so far they nearly block out the sun. The thin rays of light make the clearing feel magical. The rest of the trees are backed away from the big one. It's like they're giving it space. Big knobby roots spread from the base of the tree. They cut through the hard ground like it's nothing. This is the end of the woods. You can get through your neighborhood just up the hill. Looks like there's some kind of commotion near the tunnel. A bunch of kids from school are gathered around. They seem really excited about something. You ask what's going on, but Taylor Elseth just glares at you. Mind your own business, Bang. The tunnel is actually a large drain pipe. The water inside stinks like old socks. You look for a way through the crowd, but it's just not happening. The creek continues through the tunnel. You hear a faint rush echoing through from the other side. You hold out the flyer. Have you seen this dog? Short, brown fur, about 7 years old? No answer. Alright. Your neighborhood is just up the hill. With large steps, you hike up the slope to your neighborhood. Almost home, you think, as you step into your neighborhood. Your spirits fall immediately when you notice an accident down the street. The road is completely blocked. You'll need to find a different way around. Idyllic tract homes line the street. You assume a happy nuclear family lives in each one. A happy nuclear family. A bed of beautiful roses in a rainbow of colors. You didn't realize roses came in green. You kneel down and carefully pick a blue rose. Ouch, those are some sharp thorns. Checking the time, you decide it couldn't hurt. You take a deep breath of the rose. Smells like cherry soda. Perfectly a normal rose, other than the fact its petals are deep blue. A nuclear family, elementary family, atomic family, serial packet family, or conjugal family is a family group consisting of parents and their children typically living in one home residence. What? Why is... Okay, don't question it. Oh. That moving van got into an accident. The back is open and boxes are spilling out onto the street. You hurry over to the wrecked moving van. You peer inside the van and see a ton of boxes, along with odds and ends. The crash didn't seem to damage anything. A sense of dread creeps up back of your neck. You don't really see much anymore. It's a globe, a map of the Earth. You wind up, then spin the globe with a mighty slap. It spins and spins before coming to a stop at Transylvania. Spooky. The air inside the van is musty. It smells like Grandma's house threw up inside an antique store. A really imposing scarecrow. Pumpkin head, straw hair, threadbare hat. Looks like a fancy portrait, though it's too dark to see much detail. Some nondescript books are stacked up. Encyclopedias, a thesaurus, a style guide, boring stuff. You pull out a decent-looking book and dust it off. Shrugging, you place it in your bag. A very thick book labeled Encyclopedia must be ancient. It's one of those shrunken heads with weird olive skin, wispy hair, and high cheekbones. Its eyes and mouth are sewn shut. Okay. A canister of something. You opt to keep your distance. That glow doesn't bode well. Weird, this one box is entirely empty. It says books on the side. You'd feel pretty nosy opening these up to look inside. They're probably full of socks and underwear anyway. It looks really authentic. A thin layer of dust covers it all over. Struggle with the handle, but it won't budge. So I don't want to look in the boxes, but I'm gonna look in a fucking coffin. You do manage to kick up a thick cloud of dust. What a snazzy top hat. You could see a magician wearing it during his acts. Yoink. You place the hat on your head, but it's too small. I guess there's no stage magic in your future. Alright. I feel like you shouldn't be here and decide to creep away. It's a sleepy neighborhood street. You're supposed to surprise people don't seem more concerned about the accident. So that's a dead end, huh? Oh, it's a standard garden hose. You attempt to carry the hose away, but it's stuck on the faucet. You end up just stretching it across the entire yard. It also still had some water inside, which is now all over your pants. In the end, you could coil it back up where it started. This is the far end of the woods, blah blah blah. The small white rabbit. His fur is unkempt and seems wary of you. You kneel down and look into the rabbit's eyes. Hey there, little fella. Humph, says the rabbit, to your surprise. I thought those brutes would never leave. With a flash of white, the rabbit disappears into the brush. What? You hold your nose and slog into the tunnel, taking care to avoid stepping in the water. You creep into the tunnel, an unnatural darkness closing in around you. Halfway through, you wonder if you'll make it. You peer into the darkness. Far in the distance, you hear a sound like the ocean. You're pretty sure it's water, but it shimmers with a blackness that normal water doesn't have. So close yet so far. The wash at the far end is only the source of light, the only source of light in the entire tunnel. With a running start, you dive into the big black hole. You fall for what seems like hours, falling. This might have been a mistake. Oops. Can I, like... Actually, it's probably better if you hold on to that. Uh... Hmm. Hmm. I guess that means... Wait, let me jump into this. I don't know if you can softlock this game. I'm going to save. Oh, you only have one save file. I assume you have limited inventory, so all of this might not matter. You steal your nerves and push up. This wash runs behind many of the houses on your street. You can usually find all sorts of weird junk that people have thrown out here. A shoe, just one, lies alone in the wash. Part of you wonders if its owner is still here somewhere. Deciding it's better in your hands than out in the elements, you pick up the shoe. You're not really sure why you picked up this old shoe. Somebody left the wheel bike. It's a little banged up, but not too bad. A chimney? Your cousins used to live up in this hill. You use it as a shortcut. They moved far a few years ago, though. Only one way, okay. Just across the wash lot lies your street. Ah! What the heck? You take several large gasps and try to calm down. That dog attacked as soon as you entered your neighborhood. Thank goodness it's on a leash. This is the dog that tried to eat your face. She's a poodle, and you wonder if being psychotic is common in the breed. She's new in town. You nervously stammer hello to the woman, who turns into a disinterested eye in your direction. Sorry about the dog, she looks to have given you quite the fright. Huh? Oh no, I'm okay. What breed of dog is she anyway? Poodle and something else? Fifi? Yeah, she's a very rare subbreed of poodle. One prone to temperament problems. Is she dangerous? Goodness, no, not to you. But who can say for certain? Oh. This is your family mailbox. You always check it after school because it lets you know if anyone else is home before you get there. It's a sheet of coupons for the local dairy freeze. You make a note to go there this week. Addressed to someone you've never heard of. I do have multiple things. It's a letter from your mailbox. You don't recognize the name, must be a past resident. Okay. 4 houses share this mailbox post, including yours. An enormous 2-story mansion looms over the rest of the neighborhood. Normally it would be pretty awesome, but it's sitting where your normal boring house is supposed to be. Oh. Oh, no. I can go up. Backyard. A large house reaches up towards the ominous sky, its twisted windows portals to madness. This is your address, but it is definitely not the home you left this morning. The door is twice as big and easily 3 times as ornate as it should be. You wonder if your house key will still work. You struggle with the knob, but it's not budging. You may as well try your house key just in case. Your house key is around back. You should try and give that before giving up hope completely. Someone's screaming. Creep into the backyard. In spite of the weirdness in your neighborhood, your backyard provides a welcome retreat. The peaceful, quiet blankets the enclosure. You giddily run up and jump into the tire as it flies towards you. You lean back, you close your eyes, and can't help but shouting, "Whee!" The moment passes, and you reluctantly lower yourself to the ground. You hold the swing until it stops moving and step away. Life's so much more complicated now. That tiny T-Rex is ferocious looking. It might be useful later. Oh. Take the spade. Just take everything, man. You force your hands into the dirt and root around. It's cool to the touch, but you aren't finding anything of interest. Just a grill? Get out of here! This is the Charmeister Elite Ultimate Grilling System. Crouch down and lean your head under the porch for a better look. It's a beat-up old Coca-Cola can. Nobody would think to look here for the spare key. Alright. With the spare key. Alright. Ooh, it worked. Maybe it's your house after all. You pull open the heavy door and enter the house. This is without a doubt not your house. Mom would never let the entryway get this dirty. You can smell the dust and decay in the air. The door stands stoically shut. You can feel a strange energy around it and assume it's locked for the time being.
Come on.
Okay. Only element in the room that belongs in your house. So. Three ways to go. It's dark, but you think you can make out the dining room through the arched doorway. You hurry across the foyer to the dining room. You step into the dining room and spring back, immediately noticing a woman at the table. She eyes you intently, like a hawk searching for prey. Never seen this woman before in your life. How'd she get in? Maybe she lives here, in the haunted version of your house, that is. A toothy grin spreads across the woman's face before she speaks. There you are, Bang. Come give me a big kiss. No way. Taken aback by her forward request, you aren't sure what to say. You shake your head. Ah, is that the way you treat your Aunt Dahlia? Oh, sorry, Aunt Dahlia. That's okay, child. Sit down and have some prune juice. Your loving aunt saved for you. No thanks. I'm not thirsty. Perfectly alright. Maybe later. Aunt Dahlia relaxes in her chair and rests her chin casually on her hand. Let's talk for a bit. How was school today? School's fine. Well, I don't want to keep you. Run along, but remember that your Aunt Dahlia will be here if you want to talk to her. The candles are burning down and used. Even though they weren't here this morning, the drips of wax make cool shapes, though. Yoink. This glass is already full of a dark, thick liquid. Is it supposed to be yours? You pluck your nose and take a big gulp of the glass. It goes down easier than expected. After a moment, your vision grows cloudy and a wave of exhaustion washes over you. You feel incredibly weak, wrinkles stretch across your hands and arms. You struggle to think of a way out, but you're just so tired. Maybe you'll come up with an idea tomorrow. You lie down on the floor, ready for a nice long nap. Dead! What? Yikes, 3 children materialized before your eyes, which you are rubbing in disbelief. This really is a haunted house. He's a kid about your age, though his clothes are a few years off date. He's also flickering in and out of your vision periodically. Translucent little boy, much younger than you. You guess 7 or 8 years old. You aren't quite sure how this girl got here. She doesn't seem at all happy to see you, though.
Please?
You try to get his attention and he looks towards you. I live here, you know. I hate going into the basement. He looks away, embarrassed. After a moment, he continues. You believe me, don't you? The boy mumbles quietly as you approach. I want to hear the song, but I can't find it. He digs his foot into the carpet nervously. If I look, it'll wake Mom and Dad. No sooner do you look in her direction, than she starts shouting. You're not supposed to be here. Get out of my house. Strangers aren't allowed in. Go away, go away, go away. She glares, willing you out of existence. Can't fool me, she grumbles. I was born on a leap year. I know things. Use. That's not funny. You made him sad. Keep making him sad. He takes the envelope eagerly, confirming his name on the address. He tears it open, reading the enclosed letter with much interest. Okay. What? As he reaches the end, the ghost looks at you and smiles. He seems to be at peace. Just as suddenly as he appeared, the child fades out of view. You feel his presence leave the house gently. A moment later, the basement door unlocks with a resounding click. You can't be sure, but this looks like an undeveloped photograph. You've seen the photo kits at school with similar ones. You carefully take the photo paper and slip it safely into your bag. You need to develop it. So he wants music, and I don't know what she wants. Doesn't want to shoot. He wants some coupons? What does she want? No. I've been living here for 35 years, not your house. No boys allowed. That your dog? Is that your book? Okay, no. Easy seating. Decorative plates are a common collectible item among women your mother's age. Okay. A finely crafted crystal chandelier. She's a distant relative. That's okay, child. Decline the prune juice. Mm-hmm. It's the worst day. Just dreadful. No. No reason to stop while you're on a roll. You keep talking, diving into the first subject that comes to mind. Your voice echoes strangely down the adjacent hallways of the otherwise silent house. Your story is rudely interrupted by a loud, sharp snort. Aunt Dahlia is asleep, snoring in fact. You weigh your options. Let her sleep. You sink lower, careful not to make a sound. There's no telling how deeply she's sleeping. Free of the woman's uncomfortable gaze, you turn your attention back to the room. Now, where were you? You had a good idea for a prank? Oh. Hmm. 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 You duck into the kitchen. The kitchen looks like a period piece from a time you want nothing to do with. You immediately notice a dripping sound. You strain to hear the source of the dripping. It's so faint it will be hard to find it. You need to increase its volume? What? Junk drawer. Somebody's art project. Looks like a talisman. Can ward off some of this weirdness. Right? You hold the talisman close and it vibrates a little. That's a neat trick. You peer into the drain leading to the garbage disposal. There's something else down there. Something shiny. I probably can use something to get that out. A magnet or some shit. Nope, can't open that. In the fridge. Jelly jam branded fruit preserves. Okay. Hey, Pun Master. No. Purple stuff. Purple peanut butter. So yeah, I don't think we have anything that can get this thing out. The den is where your family gathers to watch TV or just hang out together. You don't want to hang out in this version for too long, though. Television remote. No use. An old video game console. Nothing happens. A roll of film. Great-great-grandfather's clock. Right? Different years. Alright. Deeply unsettling about the pictures. Yeah, no shit. This is the live. Est? No luck, no secret passages. So many horses. No! Horror! The fucking horror. TV's broken or something. Okay. Laundry room. The sub 50 cents. Ugh. Oh, I sniffed it again. Dirty clothes. Closet. Dryer. Won't budge. Liquid detergent. Fabric softener. Okay. Oh. Eager to find out this new room could be. Ooh. You stand at the foot of infinity. Okay. Several doorways. Fake film. Don't. 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 You drift away. Oh. Doesn't look like there's a way out. Okay. Well. So this is open now. The downstairs bathroom is so far from your room, you rarely use it. It's locked. Okay. Can I use... Oh, I don't no longer have the house key. See if we can mess with her. Alright. Liquid detergent. I use it on the glass, but whatever. Do you want horses? No. What did he want? Music. I don't have anything music. The staircase connects the first and second floors of the house. The creepy sea captain. Something's missing. Little girl? It ranks 95 out of 100 on the slight ability scale. It's far too dangerous, though. Okay. You stand in the upstairs hallway, which seems relatively untouched. The study. It's locked. A familiar photograph. The guest room. Something's blocking the door. Oh, so that's probably the other ghosts that are locking it. Yeah. Okay. But apparently there's another... Oh, wait. Why is there something in between? There's supposed to be a path up here? Never. I think the basement opened, so... Yeah. The basement is dark and musty. Sweltering heat builds as the furnace kicks on. You don't want to be down here any longer than necessary. Bunch of old Halloween stuff. A frame. Just a frame. Okay. This terrifying iron creature stands immobile against the wall, breathing coal and coughing smoke. You can feel the heat from here, reaching towards you, taunting. Nope, 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 nope. Never mind, sorry. It's a handy storage closet. The lonely wire hanger. Okay. Small portable step ladder. So much crap! It's a large toolbox your family uses to make repairs around the house. There's a standard flathead screwdriver. Okay. A vise. Oh. Panel slides away to reveal a hidden passage. Is there... Where am I here? Okay, there's no... There's a way here? What? This leads to that confusing twisted room. Ah, so that's a quick travel, I guess. Boxes. Anything else? Canoe? You've never gone canoeing. Okay. Yeah, that just goes here. Okay. You still don't have anything music. So there was another way in the kitchen? What? Yeah, there's supposed to be another way in the kitchen. Oh? Oh, wait. Maybe I can use this on this now. Carefully bend the hanger into a hook. You manage to do so after pricking yourself a scant 4 or 5 times. You thread your new hook into the disposal drain and easily remove the object inside. It's a key. Alright. This fancy brass key unlocks your dad's study upstairs. Aha! This study feels set apart from the rest of the house, everything being made of expensive wood like oak and mahogany. Volumes and tomes are packed tightly on each shelf of the bookcase. A few of them look interesting. Testing for a solid foothold, you begin to ascend. You turn back, however, when the fan nearly removes your head. It's a thick, leather-bound volume on mythical creatures. You crack the book and flip to the first page that catches your eye. Another long-standing myth is the mirror demon. This can be found across many cultures. The most interesting version is the creature that cannot leave its mirrored prison is actually attacking its victims' images in said mirror. Right. Some legends claim a gargoyle's saliva turns its brain to stone, leading experts to speculate the side effects of an all-rock diet. It's not uncommon for one or more ghosts to populate an area of spiritual significance. Frequent haunt areas include childhood homes, schools, playgrounds, and points of passing. Fairly serious depression. The year had taken its toll. He moved across the room to the chair where he spent most of his time these days. Sitting, he stared ahead at the same view he saw every day. This was his reality now. Room, chair, view. He changed to look at his watch. 3:33 p.m. February 29, 2004. This year, 2004. He wondered if he could only remove his year from the calendar, like it never existed. Would things be different? Severe. You sift through the piles and find a worthy specimen. Straightening it out, you get to reading. To whom it may concern, on the eve of last Friday, I had the irredeemable displeasure of dining at your establishment. One Walk the Tiger. While the service had its own issues, it was adequately typical of venues of this ilk, so I would not design to tell you your business. That said, the troubling quality was your food. I ordered the melange chicken, which is my go-to item on your menu, and while the dish was for the most part pleasantly uneventful, the penultimate piece of fried fowl was quite curious. I suppose there's no delicate way to put this, so I'll be blunt. It was shaped like a giraffe. I was so tickled by the occurrence that I waited an embarrassingly long time before devouring it. I then left in my car and wasn't halfway home before who should startle awake in the back seat but my grandfather. It seems I'd forgotten entirely that he wanted to accompany me to dinner. We'd been planning it for weeks. And believe me, he's just the type of person to be amused by the giraffe-shaped chicken. In closing, I would like to ask if the peculiar chicken is an intended element of this dish, as I'd never noticed it prior. If this is intentional, consider this a formal request to have giraffe chicken lined up for next Thursday. I will be returning them with my grandfather, and our plan at this time is for him to join me in the restaurant. Given your role in the aforementioned mix-up, I believe this is to be a reasonable concession. Thank you for your understanding. Theodore M. Ingram. It's a serviceable, if utterly outdated, personal computer. You can use this to access the internet or maybe a knowledgeable database on CD-ROM. It appears to be a handcrafted wooden chess piece. A rook. You snag the chess piece. Okay. Another piece of film. The piano is sturdy and finely polished antique. A small plate indicates it was manufactured by Shriek and Toggles. Okay. You tap the keyboard to wake it up, but it's locked. You're going to need a password to access the computer. I always remember my password in the bathroom. Okay. Uh-oh. What's my password in the bathroom? Okay, there's two more ways here. This way, we can't really go to, I think. The laundry room, yeah. I don't know what to do then now. I didn't really get anything musical. Um, What can I do then? Oh. A leak in the kitchen. Yeah, do I have anything for better hearing? Not really. I have the shovel. I could go dig up the thing under the tree. A quick travel would be nice. Oh. Oh shit, a very large creature has appeared in the clearing. It seems to be grinning as it rubs its front paws together excitedly. You're it, the beast shouts. I excited to play game, can't wait, so hungry. Uh, jelly jam? Rip. You want some peanut butter instead? Nope. Um, it. This tree is hidden prize space. You get many points, level up, they may be strong enough to win. To claim prize here, you must be powerful. Right now, I powerful. Uh... Oh, maybe the rook? Nope. You hold out shrunk head with trembling hands. The beast falls one knee and bows its head, submitting. Impressive loot, me not realize you such high level. It backs away nervously, maybe we play again someday. The hulking brute shuffles backwards, facing you, until he reaches the safe distance, then he bounds off into the trees. Okay. Sure. Shovel slides easily into the dirt. After 3 scoops, you uncover something. You tug the security badge into your bag. Security keycard. A crude sticker label on the back says Town Center Galleria. Okay. I mean, there's nothing else here. Oops. No, that's fine. There was no other way here either, no. Alright. Um... A chirpy voice. Thank you for calling information. Due to an unexpectedly large call volume, all our operators are busy. Please use our automated system to seek out the answer to your question. Guess there's no hint system. Unless mom is the hint system. Wanted to call mom. (1987 and 89 sometime, that general period. (1988, I guess? Wants to listen to his favorite song. No. Where else can we go? Hey, Volley. These are both blocked off from them. You need to change title? Right. There. Thank you. Alright, I might need to... Alright. It's a book series. Alright. After several sips, Dahlia realizes something is wrong and begins coughing. Looks like the prune juice works both ways. What did you do? She collapses on the table, clawing towards you. You little punk, how dare you. You notice a loud hissing sound slowly building from deep within the woman. She falls to the ground and begins to melt out of existence. Nothing remains in her place except a small cassette tape. Ooh, okay. A cassette tape. There's music on it, but you can't hear it without a cassette player. That's not funny. So we need a cassette player somehow. Placemat. Okay. Feel the counter. You slide your hand across the counter to confirm. Yep, lemonade. That's certainly an option. Why does it say this has another exit? Oh, I clicked out of the thing again. Ah. Joy? Alright. A bottle of liquid soap. It claims to leave your dishes squeaky clean and your hands sneaky soft. I'll take the JOY then. Suspicious looking sponge. As you move left and right, it almost seems to be following you, watching. Alright, I have a screwdriver. Oh. You tuck your arms close and squeeze through the hole. Hey, there's a tunnel back here. Oof. The hole opens into a tunnel, stretching into the distance. It's cramped, and you already have dirt in your hair. You can hear the dripping, though. You need to find the source of that leak. This path seems to lead deeper into the tunnel system. Shuffling on your hands and knees, you press onward. Here the tunnel splits. You listen for the drip. The tunnel diverges here. One path off to the side. It's a dead end. You haven't been able to hear the dripping for some time. You must have taken a wrong turn. You wish you had a better way to turn up the volume of the dripping so you could hear it better. No leak. Corridor leads further into the tunnels. Oh god. No signal here. Oh boy. Oh no. Don't hear the drip. I hear the drip. Still hear the drip. Here we go. You locate the source of the dripping at last. Strange green liquid is seeping out of the pipe overhead. There's also a bag a few feet away with something inside of it. A small cloth bag. You pull the tie and the bag open. There's a key and a chess piece inside. Without a second thought, you scoop them into your pocket. Pipe overhead rattles violently. There's a loud rushing and then... Boom. What happened? It's everywhere. Uh-oh. It's an undulating, quivering puddle of green slime and it's moving towards you. Uh-oh. You reach out a finger and scoop a mouthful. You don't like the taste, but it doesn't matter. Your body is growing. Quadruple in size. Rip. Shouldn't have tasted it. Alright. I don't remember the way back. Let's just keep going backwards, I guess. Yay! You tumble out of the cupboard, sprawling across the floor. You're finally out of that tunnel. You take several appreciative breaths to calm down. The monster blood didn't follow you out here, so you're safe for now. You happily kick the cupboard closed. Get to your downstairs bathroom. Alright, and the bathroom should have the password. Where was the bathroom again? Not in the basement. Kitchen, laundry room. Oh yeah. It was beyond the laundry room. Okay. Oh, Jesus. The TV turned itself on. A picture is coming into focus. It looks like some kind of ventriloquist dummy. It's talking, but there's nobody else there. Where's this voice coming from? Attention, Town Center Galleria customers. The mall will be closing early today. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. My friends and I have big plans for tomorrow, though. So definitely stop by. And if you're a special guest, if our special guest is listening, he knows who he is. We have a message. You can't ignore us forever. Your fate's already been written. So let's just flip to the last page. The TV shuts off abruptly, leaving the room in silence once more. Won't turn on. Alright. It only takes one glance at the downstairs bathroom to realize this is not a bathroom. It's a dark room, like photo lab room at school. Hey, Sharpie. What's up? Okay, we can develop the photo now then. Bottle of fixer. It ends the development process and cleans out the chemicals on the paper. A bottle of stopper solution. It neutralizes the effect of the developer on the photograph. A bottle of developer. It brings out the dark areas of the image. A variety of different pictures hang on the line. None of them look the least bit familiar. You pick a photograph that stands out and pluck it from the line. A photo you found. It doesn't look at least bit familiar or useful. Okay. Anything else? It's a sink. It's probably used for a lot of different things in here. Water pours out the faucet. Okay, so... Ooh, a camera. Tuck the camera with great care. You hope it's not haunted or anything. Empty plastic bottle. Use on sink. You can't see much reason to put that in the container. Right. No, that doesn't work. No. Use photo paper. You don't want to expose it to the light. What? These tongs allow you to grab pictures without your skin oils damaging them. And how do I... Wait, the light is off, right? We're in the dark room. Is there anything else? I don't want to expose it to the light. Huh. Do I use it on the water? How do I turn off the light then? I don't see a light switch. How spooked. Can I use the water for anything? No? Don't really see anything else here. What would I even take a picture of? There's no way this game is only 2.5 hours. Like, it's 2.5 hours when you know what to do, right? Okay. Take a photograph using the haunted camera. A Polaroid photo of a woman. She looks just like the girl in your entryway, except she's about 35 years old. We played this for much longer. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do then. It's listening to a portable cassette player. I don't know if I want to waste my photos. How do I turn off the light in this room? Like, can I use this here? Oh, so you can't just take pictures of anything. I see. Mm-hmm. Delightful. Oh, you pick up the photo paper and prepare to develop it. You've never done this before. Maybe you should get some information first? Carefully place the paper into the developer. Okay. What? Oh. I messed it up. Okay. I might need to dip it into... Messed up the process? What? Then what? Okay, so the first part is correct, I guess. But what do I do then? I just add this soap. Detergent. Weed killer. Uh... Do I just wait? Nope, nope. Jelly jam. I can't leave. What? Let's see. How to develop pictures, photos in darkroom. Let's see how they do it in real life. Uh, Open film cassette, cut film with scissors, load film into reel, mixture. This is not, this is for film. Why is it film and not photo? How to build a darkroom. I don't know. Google isn't very helpful. What could I do? Oh no, my phone is dying as well. That kind of sucks. An image is starting to take shape. Oh, do I need to use this on bottle? No. It's annoying that this game doesn't have any hint system. It's also annoying that Google is not very helpful. Develop picture in darkroom. What? It keeps going to film rolls. That's not what I want. Here, 3 trays, masking frame, plastic tongs, filters. Use the enlarger, positioning, blah blah blah. Develop the image. Stop and fix. Remove the paper from the developer after the allotted time and drain briefly. Slide the paper into the stop bath and gently rock both trays for 10 seconds. Remove and drain and slide it into a tray of fixer. Gently rocking again. 10 seconds for each strip. So it's literally just wait. But it doesn't work. That's what I thought. You just... Oh. Oh my god. You need to wait. You literally need to wait a specific amount of time. Ten seconds is not enough. That is really dumb. Right. 20 seconds is not enough. Good game mechanic. Can you, like... That was 30 seconds. Come on. I'll wait a minute, I guess. Any interesting news anyone has? Anyone want to complain about how hot it is today? Mario Bros. Wonder. Apartment with proper AC. Susie just got home. Alright, that was 1 minute. Ah. Oh my god. Help. This is really dumb. Alright. 34. Well, all of them a minute, I guess? I'm not a big fan of air conditioning. Honestly. It stinks. Makes the air weird. This is just poor game design right here. Yeah, you need to clean it. Alright. Let's wait another minute. Floor heating? Yeah. It's kind of wasteful though. It's not very efficient. But it is nice. Oh yeah, Spider-Verse 2. I should watch that. Yeah, my floor is also always really cold, which is nice now in summer, but in winter it's kind of uncomfortable. Okay. We're waiting another minute. This really shouldn't be a thing. It's a neat concept, but in practice it's just annoying. I put it in at 52, I believe. Don't mess up the ending. Yeah. Now what? Okay. I think I didn't mess it up. But when is it dry? Oh, at least it says webbed photo. Can I just take it now, Zimmy? Or do I need to wait until it's no longer wet? Alright, there we go. Look. It's a picture of someone's head. Oh. I know where that goes. That was really stupid. Blow on your microphone. These games would work really well on a DS. Oh. It's no longer... The dryer's empty. Clean? Do I have anything to... On dryer? Washer? Oh. Mom's trusty top-loading washing machine. Do I have anything dirty? No. Oh no, I'm out of battery. That's also annoying. Right. Yeah, so many items. Oh! Probably because I live in France, right? I mean, not in France, but on the border of France, so technically France, right? Welcome to my world, Goose. Welcome to my fucking world. What? Is... okay. I really thought that would go with this picture. Hmm. Okay. Does it want me to do the laundry? No? Okay. So that goes there, I guess. Softener? Dryer sheets. Okay. Oh! I can frame it! I can frame it! Yeah! You hold it up so the boy in the portrait appears to be studying it. Quite so, you imagine him saying. You cautiously set the portrait onto a hook in the wall. It takes a moment to convince yourself it's hanging straight. That looks nothing like it did before. Open? You tap on the photo and it swings open, revealing a compartment hidden in the wall. Oh. We've got so many chess pieces, but... what do I do with them? Can't wait for the chess puzzle. Your phone is dead. You'll need to find some way to charge it. Great. We haven't gone into the bathroom yet, so we don't have the password. Place batteries into the back of the player. Open the cassette door and place the cassette inside it until it clicks. Take care that the top of the cassette is facing down. Lastly, close the cassette door, press play to listen to music.
Bye.
Hey, Susie.
Bye.
Bye, Susie. Yeah, maybe. Can I use this? Your dad likes to tell the story about when your family first moved in, and it always seemed incredibly hot in this room. After 2 years, you finally realized that the fan was set to reverse, so instead of cool air, it was blowing hot air. Yikes. So I need to find a cassette player somewhere. But fucking where? Oh, right hall? Oh! There is more here. Okay. That was just covered in darkness. What made this? Small fissures spread from the door. Don't remember any recent earthquakes, certainly not ones localized to one room in your house. Door opens, but not without some effort. The frame seems a little warped. You pass through into the next room, dodging a bit of falling plaster as you pass through the doorway. It's just a dead end. The hatch in the ceiling should lead to the attic. Jesus. The walls just moved. You slam your closed fist into the pipe. You hear ringing from the pipe, and in your ears, pain rings up your arm too. You hear a dull grinding all around you. Is it coming from the walls? Small hatch in the ceiling leads to the attic above. It's too high to reach unaided. You place the stepladder beneath the attic hatch. There's no doubt about it. The room is shrinking. Walls are too close for comfort. There's little room to move around. Okay. Guess I need to be faster. As you scamper for freedom, the walls close around your foot. You struggle, but grinding proves too much to bear. Oh. Yeah, you can die. Why was I not fast enough? Yeah, I can't do that fast enough. Nothing. I must have a way to get up there, right? Okay. Okay, so that is there. I can't go in it. But maybe if we come back another time. What a nightmare, holy shit. So how would I reset that? It's still small. Yeah, fucking super Chinese land, dude. Well, I can't really interact with anything else here. Talisman isn't the right tool for the job. So I need to use something on the pipe, I guess. But what? You wedge the screwdriver on the coupling and use leverage to open it up. It doesn't take much. The pipe bursts open and globs of gross goop gush out. Okay. Scamper to freedom. The walls close around your foot. You struggle to the ground. What? Damn it. The door's being blocked. Slime keeps pouring out of the pipe, filling the room. Use the sponge. It vanishes inside with a definite burp. Okay. Maybe I need to use something on the monster. Blue rose. Weed killer? Nope. A Polaroid photo of a disgusting green monster blood. Above it hangs a gargoyle which is drooling? There was something about a gargoyle in the books. A gargoyle's saliva turns its prey to stone, leading experts to speculate the side effects of an all-rock diet. Wow, that's all we get. Do I have anything else that I could use? Maybe this helps? It's weak to airline food. Is that a hint? In the TV show? Okay. I don't think I have anything that works. Not what I wanted to do. No. I could try the head again. Nope. Stinky shoe? Nope. Leprechaun hat? T-Rex? Something called saliva, yeah. I'm not sure what you mean by that. This is fine. You wouldn't have won anything anyway. Gons went all out with 15 votes on a game. I feel like I don't have what I need here. Or do I, FK? You don't, okay. Maybe there's something... How do I get rid of the girl? Doesn't really say much. You wanna play chess?
Go away. No.
Well,
Yeah, so on the How Long to Beat says this is 2.5 hours. Which is a total lie, I guess. So I have the cassette, but I don't have the cassette player. What a bunch of liars, yeah. He's just angry. There's nothing really here anymore, I think. I don't think I want to go in there again. The monster blood is still in there. Okay. The old woman is gone. The old woman is gone. She dead. What did she give me? I don't remember what I got from the old woman. There's also this. Oh! Yeah, there was something between 87 and 89. Can I use the tweezers on there? Nothing happened. Aha! A shriek echoes through the house. Sounds like it came from the entryway. It rings in your ears before abruptly stopping, as if it never happened at all. Okay. That's something about the town center Galleria Mall and about the special guest. There was something in the entryway, it said. Oh. Oh. Okay. Sure. Okay. As you set foot in your bedroom, a wave of relief washes away your apprehension. It's unchanged except for one inconspicuous addition. This, I guess? Do I have a phone charger in here? Never again. Alright, I can probably wash those. You stashed some of your favorite video games in here when David came over. Some old video games. Adrift of Vega. Here's the one thing that doesn't belong. You never had a chess set. This seems like something of an antique model. Okay. We have 3 pieces here. We've got a rook, the king or queen? I think this is the queen. And a knight. Why would be... Whoa. Let's see. This is not compromised. This is compromised. But something will always be compromised here. Do we need to checkmate or something? Oh, this is the queen. Okay. With the final piece in place, hear a small click as the lower compartment opens. Did it matter? Alright. Wait, no, it won't shut. Try flipping the tape over. Okay. Yeah, I needed batteries. Upstairs bathroom. Oh. You collapse onto the bed and shut your eyes. In mere moments, you drift off. You shoot up in bed with a start. The more you're more rested, but you slept as long as it feels. Does that do anything? No. You're in the bathroom. It smells a little musty in here. A hand mirror. Flimsy hand mirror, but hey, it's good enough to show your reflection. I assume we need to use that on some monster. You take a good look at yourself in the mirror, fixing a few uncooperative hairs. At least you didn't see any pimples. Hot water starts pouring out. Oh. Aha! 10819. 1081943. No, 1081943. Yeah. Smiley face. Mom would flip if she saw the guest room like this. It looks like a toy store exploded. Well, before you can finish your thought, a robot emerges from the pile. He totters towards you before pointing his laser blaster right between your eyes. You remember the toy from somewhere. Annihilator 3000, you think. Doesn't look like he's playing. Okay. There's something I can do. Rip. What could deal with the Annihilator? Dish soap. A T-Rex. Oh. Oh, okay. That's the bathroom. Wait. Oh, this... I see. That's just this room. Alright. Dead. T-Rex didn't work. Ninja phobia? Oh, maybe I can take a picture of it to see what it is. A pole for a shiny puddle of liquid spreads out beneath it. Dish soap. Boom. Hey. Okay. Oh, hallway. Downstairs. Use on young boy. The boy smiles, swaying back and forth to the rhythm. He vanishes, his presence bounding away from the house. A door directly above you unlocks with a loud thunk. Master bedroom. It's an overwhelmingly creepy twist on your parents' bedroom. Big trunk of valuables. You've never seen inside it. Oh no, not the dildos. It's a chest combination lock. Let's see. No jumping. Cloud... What? Clawed moaning. Hmm. Can't get the swords. Ugh! A thick gummy liquid is slowly dripping from the gargoyle's fangs. Aha! Hey. Good, good, good. Alright, another shortcut, I guess. Yeah. Access the mysterious dimension from every possible angle. I can probably do this now, but I also have the password. Oh. You open your favorite search page and think of subjects to enter. Photography. Oh my god, okay. What did we get for that? But that's how you do that, okay. Well, we figured it out without it. What did I get for the photography thing? There was something in there, but I don't remember. Whatever. Maybe we already used it. Dogs. Type dogs and hit enter, shivering at the thought of today's earlier incident. After scrolling through the results, you choose promising looking information hub. You're presented with 3 options. Breeds? The breed listing is comprehensive. After a brief perusal, you self-consciously select poodle. They look vaguely similar to the canine you met earlier, but none have quite the same insane gleam in their eyes. Yeah, blah blah blah. Beefy's pedigree, alright. Social. Pack structure. The alpha, yeah. Alright. Eating. With Yum Pet needs new vegetarian recommended scientific well-development formula. Okay. Yum Pet. Music? Chess. This is telling me how to do chess. Okay. These are just hints, I guess. Okay. We've solved all the things without it, I guess. Okay, so do this. Use this. And that should solidify it. Yep. Sweet. The attic is about as spooky as you'd expect. Dirt, grime, cobwebs, and a big ornate mirror. It's the most expensive mirror you've ever seen. The frame is extremely ornate and metal. Iron, maybe? The image has a depth to it you've never experienced. You sift through the boxes, giving each one a curiosity glance. Nothing jumps out at you. You hear muffled laughter. Oh, you feel an itchy hand on your shoulder. Piñata. Your reflection lifts its arm and points directly at you. Use mirror on mirror. You spin to face the reflection, holding out the mirror you've been carrying. The image shudders and a crack explodes across the glass. Smart, right? A faceless voice screams, the mirror shatters, and everything falls silent. Goosebumps. It's a Goosebumps story called Let's Get Invisible. You used to read Goosebumps all the time when you were a kid. Of course, you knew that dummy on TV looked familiar. It was Slappy, the evil ventriloquist's dummy. You pick up the children's horror novella and notice the author's name, R.L. Stein. Okay, if only you had a way to get a hold of him somehow. Maybe he'd know what to do. If his Goosebumps monsters are real, everyone's in a lot of trouble. You'd better get to the mall. Alright. Guess we're done here. You hop down the stairs, mind racing for a way to reach the mall, when a solution stumbles clumsily through the door. Chad. You slam directly into your brother as you leap down the stairs. He barely seems to notice. Hey Bang, glad you're here. You see all this crazy stuff going on? I know, right? Are you okay? Not really, he says while looking around. Make sure the coast is clear. Making sure. I realized something about Mom and Dad. Why they've been acting so weird lately. Oh, no, of course, it makes perfect sense. When did those creatures replace our parents? Huh? No, our parents are the same as they've always been. No, what I was trying to say is even more shocking. It's not their son. I'm not their son at all. I can prove it, you'll see. Mom keeps important documents in the trunk at the foot of their bed. Go up and get my birth certificate. Normally you'd completely ignore everything he just said, even by Chad standards. His latest theory is ridiculous. However, today might just work to your advantage. I'll make you a deal since you're my brother, you know? Probably. I'll go get your birth certificates, but afterwards you have to give me a ride to the mall. I know how to stop these monsters, but I can't do it without your help. We have a deal? Get me my birth certificate so my fingerprints are nowhere to be seen. And I'll drive you to the mall afterwards. Certificate upstairs in Mom's and Dad's room is a trunk. The code to unlock is in 1992. Okay. The trunk lock disengages and its lid pops open slightly. You lift the rest of the way. Okay. Search. Among other things, your brother's birth certificate is in the trunk. That must be what he was after. Carefully roll up the birth certificate and head downstairs. Mom and Dad are his parents. Okay. You happily present the birth certificate, eager to receive your end of the bargain. Oh, guess I was wrong, he said, sadly, poorly hiding that the air's been knocked out of him. Chad shakes his head. I was so certain. You clear your throat, so about that ride to the mall. Alright, he's certainly shaping up to be a pleasant companion. If it's that important, let's get going. He leaves the house, shuffling to his car while you follow. You hope that the drive improves his mood. You're standing outside the haunted version of your house. Your brother Chad's there too. He looks confused by the whole ordeal, but you can tell he's trying not to show it. Still need a ride? Carrie didn't need the extra miles, but... Thanks, bro! Thanks, Carrie. That's more like it. So where's the old girl taking us? The mall. Like I said, I have to reach the town center Galleria. Heard something about the mall being closed today. You sure you want to go? Sure. You both hop in the car and start towards the mall. Mall parking lot's completely empty when you arrive. Slappy and his monsters must already be inside. You get out of the car, the door echoing as you shut it. Chat places a hand on your shoulder. Good luck in there, bro. I don't understand all that stuff you said, but these monsters sound pretty nasty. If anyone can stop Slippy, it's you. Not even a hamburger. Town Center Galleria. You can vaguely see someone on the other side of the glass. Nice. You press against the glass, training to hear the figure on the other side. Somebody's talking in a heavy mechanical voice. Yes, sir. Nobody's getting in here without my security card. You can't tell who's on the other end or what he might be saying. No, of course not. I gave it to the beast from the east for safekeeping. He'll probably do something strange with it, but who's going to overpower him? No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody will know who I really am. Yes, I'll keep things quiet until he arrives. Don't worry, Mr. Slappy. You take 2 steps into the town center Galleria. You scan the area for any signs of... Uh-oh. The mall is closed for the day. Vacate the premises immediately. This is not a drill. The security guard roughly shoves you out of the door. Next time there will be consequences. Disciplinary consequences. When your head stops spinning, you collect yourself and consider the situation. You'll need to keep a sharp eye out for that security guard as you sneak through the mall. Okay. Your footsteps echo for what seems like miles. So, outside, side hall, mall. There's a fountain. Right. Toy store. Stop near the large decorative fountain at the center of the mall. Very fancy tiled fountain full of clear glistening water. Not glistening water, mind you, glistening coins just beneath the surface. You pull your hand away as soon as it touches the water. It's boiling hot. There's no way to reach those coins as long as the fountain is full, not without burning your skin off. Candy shop. The store is bright, colorful, and smells like strawberries. It's a cash register. First you weigh the candy, then you pay the amount of money. Then this register prints out the receipt. The scale weighs your bag. The more candy inside the bag, the heavier it will be. Can I, like... candy, and sometimes yogurt. Okay. Taffy, sour pelts, fruit caps, fruit orbs. 1 pound of candy for $10. I need something to store it in. I guess that makes sense. Oh, take a bag. What? Suppose this bag's meant for candy and candy alone. Oh. What the? Okay, so the taffy is dangerous. That was the scoop that broke the camel's bag. There is now candy all over the floor. Okay, so I need it to be a specific weight or what? Eight LBS. I don't know how much weight I need though. What? No. God damn. $16. Okay. $31. So that was 15. Root orbs. $14 for the pretzels. Fuck, we're at 51, right? 12, I guess, for the peanut butter. Let me empty this. Let me just do that and check. No, they're 18. All right, 18 for the peanut butter. Let me so sour jelly 0.08. Jelly beans 0.16. Root orbs 0.15. Pretzels, 0.14. BB cups, 0.18. Alright. Sugar caps. Zero point 0.10. Okay. Yeah, I'm writing it down, don't worry. RB barrel. Yeah, 10 sugar caps. 0.05. I might need a specific weight though. Something. So what was 0.10? The sugar caps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Okay. We can have 7, I guess. Let's see what the others weigh. Swedish fish. 12. Gumworms. 0.27. Okay. Sour belts is what that's called. Alright. Empty. Jelly beans. What was this? Fruit caps. Zero point 0.17. Candy corn. 0.11. Milk balls. 0.09. Okay. So the heaviest things are the gumworms. So this is 0.27. So that's 0.54. Let's see if that's right. Yep. So that should be No. Fuck. Take. 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 Wait. 0.51? What do you mean 0.51? Oh, I did the wrong things. Damn it. I did the wrong things. 1, 2, 3. 0.81. So I need 0.19, which is doesn't exist. How can I make 0.19? 0.11 and 0.008. So I can do candy corn and sour belts. See? Yep. What? Maybe I just need something of a specific weight. At some point. Bookstore. Oh, this dude is here. This dude is still there. Okay. Let's save. Angstings, Doubtley, Dreadwords. What was the guy called? Goldberg. Dootley. Reap, Phobia. Nixon. Hoping that's a clever pseudonym for R.L. Steen. There's not a single pseudonym for R.L. Steen. Sting, R.L. Sting. Kind of, eh. No. Breitland, Goldberg, Jitters. Worryton, Tremor, Despair, K-Reap, Creep, Phobia, Panicson, Unease, Jitters, Goldberg, Breitland, Dreadwords. I don't know, man. No idea. Calm. Oh, fuck. Endless row of stores continue on either side of the mall. One kiosk stands alone. I kind of need to stop streaming, though. Adorable kittens. My favorite RPG? What's in what? What's in a Nime? Oh, store key. A bonsai tree. Has so much crap. Can't find the keyhole. So much stuff here. Crap. Insert coin. Can't play that without coins. Okay. Prizes. Bunch of prizes. Ski ball. iPod. So I can take the jewelry. That's it. All right. All right. Use. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna save, and I'll come back to this tomorrow, I guess. I don't know how much time I'll have tomorrow. Again, I'm going on a weekend trip, so. Yeah, we'll see. See you later, everyone. Is anyone streaming, actually? We have a few viewers in here. Oh, who can we annoy with a raid? Annoy with a raid. Annoy. Sting is playing Rocket Arena. I don't know what that is, but sure. Sting X2, right? Yeah. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.